Hello, beautifuls. If this message resonates with you, then it's for you. If it's not, just leave it for who it is for. We're going to dive into just kind of like looking at the current energy surrounding maybe collective vibes today. So we're just going to grab one card from these little tiny oracle cards that I have, and we're going to see what it says, just to get the general vibe, the general energy of today's reading, please. We have they are begging what's coming for them for mercy. Okay, so this is kind of really telling at the moment. It's been happening for a while. This group of people, you could call it the control class, the people that are basically running the world. So it's interesting that it's going there today. This group of people are actually begging for, I think, true source is coming for them. Also, there's an airplane that flew over right as I just started this. It always happens when I do messages like this. I always get movement from that. I also get distraction. There's a lot of distraction going on, something trying to distract you from the truth. But there's a lot of movement, like, under the surface. Like, fast movement from True Source. True Source is coming for this group, this system, this ritualistic kind of cult. As you know, if you have looked into the files that have been released recently, you understand to like a small extent of what they are doing behind closed doors. So we have revelation, understanding clicks into place. Okay. So this reading is going to help with some understanding on like what's truly going on underneath the surface, right? So a lot of people are thinking that nothing's happening, nothing's going to change, 222. That this is like all a controlled thing to like psychologically like make you feel numb to it and all this stuff. Like, while some of that stuff is true, there is an active plan from source, from true source under the surface, okay? Because source is quiet. Source travels very fast when it needs to, but also sometimes it is slow. But in this situation, it seems like there's something traveling extremely fast underneath the surface, and source is moving towards these people, these groups, these cliques, these ritualistic cult circles. I don't like calling them elites, but that's what everyone calls them. I call them the control class or the predator class. They are truly begging what's coming for them for mercy, because they know what they've done. You know, they know more than what we know. They're conscious of what they've done. They are willing to do what they've done. And this, in turn, has created a rebound. So right now what's happening is everything that they're doing is rebounding back on them. Everything that they've done is rebounding on them. So they're like flailing. They're doing rituals chaotically. They're trying to still control the narrative, and they're trying to still like harvest a lot of energy from the planet. We do have the point of failure coming out as well. We have the weakest link determines the outcome. So this is interesting. The weakest link is essentially in my head as soon as I saw this was basically there is the group of them, right? So there is probably people in this circle, in these cliques, people that know, people who have seen, people who have done, and they are the weakest links. Like, they will be the ones that actually collapse the structure fully for these people, because they are the weakest links. Like, I can't give timing either, because source doesn't give me timing. If you see any readings that have timing in them, that is what I call mimic. It's a mimic thing. Like, timing is something that source knows, and if we knew the timing for something, then the mimic, the false source, could come in and hijack those timelines. But we do have witness. We have truth is seen by others. So this is exactly what I was kind of saying before, is that there are like a lot of people that have seen and done and been part of these things that are going on. And some of these people may have been silent for a very long time. And I have seen something just recently where there was a lawyer and they were saying anyone that's unredacted or in the files, the ones that aren't being released, blah, 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 you need to come and talk. You need to talk, because that's going to be better for you than if you wait until these things come out and then you get exposed. So basically, there are a lot of lawyers saying that at the moment. I don't really dive deep into any of this stuff. I just kind of glimpse things as I'm scrolling sometimes, and I don't tend to stay around too long. But we do have recalibration, a full reset of orientation. So Source is creating this full reset, and this full reset is actually more about the whole entire world rather than just you specifically. If you think about like a full reset, this is like a full reset of humanity. It's not going to be essentially what I understand as what a lot of the texts like Bibles and this and that say about like how things get wiped out and get reset, and then there's like, you know, like Noah's Ark, essentially. It's not essentially going to be like that. It's going to be a full reset where these people publicly and everyone witnesses them in their collapse, and the new world gets built out of the rubble of the collapse. So it's basically systems, it's maybe even money, it could be a lot of systems that collapse because these people like control these things. There's a lot of control over certain areas, specifically government and government funded services. These things are all going to collapse in front of our eyes, and they will be rebuilt by the New World builders. So most of the New World builders or the New World architects are very silent at the moment. They may be making content online somewhere, but they won't be getting a lot of interest unless they're like pushing, and they have been pushing for a long time. Standing in truth is something that these people do. So they're like fully just committed to truth. Like they could be living in cars, they could be living on the street, they could be in like a really unfortunate situation because the system doesn't want real advocates. They don't want people that are actually standing in truth, like full truth. So anyone that's speaking truth, right, in the space of the internet and the world, and they haven't lost everything by now, you must remember that those people are not speaking truth. Okay, like they have this deception towards the truth they're speaking. So they're either coded with fear or some form of mimic coding so that these messages get through, and it creates more chaos than actual good. So there's something how you can tell if someone's getting like 6,000 likes and like 1 million views or whatever it is on TikTok, and they're like a spiritual influencer, and they're like talking about this and that, and they're like, this is the truth. You know that it's not the truth because the algorithm does not push true truth. The real truth does not get pushed through. There's some pockets of real truth that will get pushed through, but that's only if the channel is clean, and that doesn't happen very often. There's a lot of like rituals going on, this upper echelon of predator class. They do a lot of rituals to try to delay and try to put people back into confusion, chaos and fear, and siphon your energy. So just remember that. It's just something that I have had experience with for a very long time, and I'm only now saying it because it's time for me to say it. So let's just grab a couple of cards here. I don't think we need tarot cards today, but we have the Two of Cups in reversed. So this here is giving me that sense of like this whole situation. It's giving that sense of that there are two sides, obviously, and this side of the predator class are very just disconnected from source. They also want you to be disconnected from source as well. So they want to like rupture that connection. That's the whole point. And it's the King of Pentacles. They have all the resources. So this is definitely all about the resources. There is like a person at the top of it, you know, and they are the ones that just want to control your flame, basically. They want you to split your connection with Source, and they want to control you, your body, your flame. They want your energy so that they can continue sitting on this throne. So I think that's pretty obvious, right? And the devil. So this is the mimic. This is the devil in Christianity. I'm not super religious or anything, but I'm definitely spiritual. I believe in true source of all creation, the one true source. And the devil in the Bible is essentially egregore. It's actually not real, even though it's what people believe, right? So you get people to believe something so much, it becomes real. So it's what I call the mimic, and the mimic is interwoven in every system, every government system, everything that's funded by the government. Just anything and everything in this world is mimic encased. If you don't perform for it, then you get nothing. You get struck out. You become like essentially me, living out of my car, no availability for housing, no availability for resources. You get kind of like stripped of everything to a point where they just want to like take it from you. They want to delay everything that you're owed in karmic return, and by doing this, they are creating an unequal balance of karma. So what's happening currently is this system is crumbling. You may not think it is, but it is. What's this card here? Okay, we have the Eight of Wands, the Wings of Acceleration. So what I'm getting from this is that this collapse is accelerating right now, and it probably got something to do with the Fire Horse Gate. And it may not look it, but just believe, okay? Believe that true source is doing its thing, and this evil is going to be rid in this world. So I think this is our reading today. I wasn't really expecting a reading like this today, but I guess it's what Source wanted me to put through and push out there. Anyways, take care, and I'll see you in another one. If you resonate, let me know in the comments. Have a discussion about this, you know, like obviously just understand that like this is not a religious place. This is a source sealed space. So if you are mimic encoded, you'll most likely just get your comments deleted, and you'll be removed from this space because you're not welcome here. And that's my sovereignty speaking. Yeah, so truth only, and don't be afraid because Source is protecting you. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye.